Hey everybody, and welcome to the first ever Song v Song battle to the death. Well, maybe just to the outro. Today we'll be watching an epic battle between Stressed Out by 21 Pilots and Crybaby by Melanie Martinez. We'll be battling in 3 categories: concept, sound, and lyrics. Each category has 5 points to give up, and at the end we'll total them and see who's the winner. Let me explain. Hey everybody, my name is Clifford Stummy, I'm the Pop Song Professor, and welcome to my channel where we're all about helping music lovers like you to understand the deeper meanings of popular songs so that you know what your artists are saying and can enjoy your music more. Today we're doing our first ever Song v Song battle, Stressed Out and Crybaby. It's gonna be epic, let's get into it. Hey, I just want to let you know that if you watch to the end and you don't like the outcome of what I've said, what I need you to do is to comment down below a matchup between 2 songs that you'd like to hear an explanation from. And if you're a big fan of Melanie Martinez or 21 Pilots, pick a really strong song from your side and let's match that up against another good song. Let me briefly explain the concept of each song. Crybaby is the title track from Melanie Martinez's album Crybaby, and essentially the whole album, and particularly this track, is about a character that she's created called Crybaby, a girl who wears her heart on her sleeve and struggles with some of the incongruities and difficulties that life throws at her, like friends who don't show up to parties and pity party, or to a family that's kind of dysfunctional on the inside but perfect on the outside, like in Dollhouse. The song Crybaby is particularly about that reaction, that desire to cry when things happen and just to kind of like give up and pout or just all out sob. The pre-chorus earlier in the song is in second person, so you hear "they call you crybaby, crybaby." But then later on Martinez sings, "I look at you and I see myself, I know you better than anyone else. They call me crybaby, crybaby." And you can kind of see how crybaby goes from being a noun to being kind of a command there. They call me crybaby, crybaby. So it's a fairly original idea based on empathy or the understanding of somebody else's difficulties. I think the part where it loses me is that it's encouraging people to cry, and I'm totally for like experiencing your feelings and embracing them and understanding them. But far from understanding and growing with your emotions, Martinez encourages this desire to not effing care. Now, none of that's really a huge problem, but it seems to be more indulging rather than to be an actual solution or help for her audience. She comes as far as to say that she understands us, but doesn't actually tell us like how to get out of there. It's just kind of like a, this is the way life is gonna be and you should embrace it. Stressed Out, on the other hand, some people have described as sort of like a millennial insecurity song, and that's because it's written by a millennial, but a lot of people of different ages have empathized with the song. The frontman for the band, Tyler Joseph, sings, "I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words." So it starts out all about insecurities and moves into this pre-chorus. "I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think." And in the chorus he introduces us to Blurryface. He says, "My name's Blurryface and I care what you think." And for those of you who have listened to the album before, you know that Blurryface is this character that represents all of the insecurities and the fears and the doubts that are inside of Tyler Joseph. He tells us that he wishes he could just go back to the good old days and just enjoy being a kid again, rather than having to wake up and make money. So the song kind of becomes a peek inside of his mind, and as we hear like the deepened Blurryface voice at the end, we kind of feel the same pressure to wake up, you need to make money. He's not claiming to empathize with us in the same direct way that Martinez is, but he ends up doing exactly that. And like her, he doesn't give any direct solutions for the problem that we all face. But he also doesn't claim that it's necessarily a bad thing, he just tells us that he wishes it weren't that way. So he's going to continue doing what he needs to do, and for that reason I want to give him a slightly higher score in concept, though not by much. It's a little bit more personal and a little bit less indulgent. Now let's move on to the sound. I won't be playing them for you here because I don't want this video to be taken down by record companies, but I encourage you to listen to them for yourself. Martinez's song is super like slinky and dark and heavy and smooth. It feels like something I'd hear from Tinashe, and it's haunting. Sort of a Tim Burton Night Before Christmas feeling. A little bit spooky. And other than a little bit of added intensity at a few points, it stays relatively the same throughout. Stressed Out, on the other hand, is much more complicated. We've got some reggae influence, we've got alternative rock, we've got rap, we have like soaring synthesizers, and then we have this sort of like galloping bass. It's an intensely interesting and varied song that really works and pulls it all together. I'm gonna give 21 Pilots a little bit of a higher score just because what they put together was so original and so unique. In fact, there was at least, I think I was listening to the Switched On Pop podcast where they were saying that the chord structure that Tyler Joseph uses in that song actually is completely new. But not only that, the rest of the musical influences and styles all mixed together just make it something special. So I'm gonna give it 1 to 4. So let's talk about quality of lyrics. Let me give you a sampling of a few of my favorite lines from Crybaby. "Someone's turning the handle to that faucet in your eyes. Kind of shows that idea that like somebody else is doing this to you. You're all on your own and you lost all your friends. You told yourself that it's not you, it's them. And then I like how she switches from the you to the I about 2/3 of the way through. The strength of Crybaby, I think, is that it gives a very, very clear explanation of the situation. It's very simple, it's very to the point, and it's very understandable. The weakness is that maybe it's too simple. There's not a lot of like beauty or artistry into the lyrics, and you get the feeling that they're giving a message and that maybe it's more about the music in this song rather than just about the words. Now, the words are important to develop the story, so we know that that can't really be the case, so it kind of leaves me wanting a little bit more imagery or metaphor or just interesting things going on in the lyrics to make them more artistic. But hey, it's hard to argue with somebody doing their job well. Alright, so as far as lyrics go and Stressed Out, I gotta say I am a big fan. The line, "My name's Blurryface and I care what you think," just the rhythm and the rhyme of that I think is awesome. And it's so sincere and so like clear and honest. The listing of the 4 different ways that he's unhappy in like the opening stanza I think is very cool. And then we hear this awesome rap about kind of like his childhood and how he wishes he could go back there, and he wants to like make candles that smell like childhood. And then there's this really great pun about student loans and treehouse homes and how we all would take the ladder, like the ladder to the treehouse home. I just think that that's really cool. The one thing that I'm not such a big fan of, and maybe it's because I don't identify with the song as much, is kind of like this attempt at nostalgia that he gets into with the rocket ships. He sings, "We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at our face saying, wake up, you need to make money." Now the poetry and the rhythm are all there and it's excellent, but these lines just didn't really speak to me. It seemed a little bit forced, like he was trying too hard to give us this image of childhood that he was trying to project to us. And then I think that maybe "wake up, you need to make money" could come across as a little bit forceful, and they're even shouting the lyrics in the song, so it's almost as if though they're like, "You don't want to miss this. This is important. You need to understand what we're saying here." And I'm not saying that that was poorly done or a bad choice. I still like it, but if any point in the lyrics was a weak spot, I would say it was the forced nostalgia and the shouting. So I was kind of battling between whether I should do a 1-4 or a 2-3, but it was super close, so I'm just gonna say 2-3. The lyrics for the 21 Pilots song were really strong, and I didn't think the Melanie Martinez lyrics were that strong, but it was still close enough. So that means that the grand total for Martinez, we have 5, and for 21 Pilots, we have 10. So the result of the first ever Song v Song competition, Stressed Out versus Crybaby, 21 Pilots wins. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about this matchup, because remember, I'm not the final word on this. I'm just some guy on the internet making videos. Your opinions are just as interesting and valid as mine, so I'd love to hear them down in the comments. And remember, if you want to see a different matchup, or you're a big Melanie Martinez fan and you want to like put one of her stronger songs against another song, suggest the matchup down below and I'll see what we can do. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to comment whether you like this new type of video, because I'm very excited about possibly making more. And if you want to join the Song Meaning community, you can subscribe there. If you want to check out some other songs that I've explained, you can check there. And don't forget to comment below a song battle that you'd like to see happen. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.